Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CCW Insider. I am your CCW correspondent, Tyler Cashmere, here joined alongside the crew. We got the Axeman, Axel Rome. Well, right now, the Axeman just disappeared. He's buffering out right now. Oh, there he is. He's
What's
back.
up?
He is the man that gets all the answers. Then, of course, we got one of the best in the game, one of the best ring announcers. She's on a little bit of a hiatus, but she is still here with us on Insider. Is none other than Lisi Almeida. Lisi, how are we doing?
Hey guys, so happy to be back. I missed you last week.
Yeah, we've been missing you at the shows, but man, these shows have been unbelievable. Rumble in the Jungle 9, just in top to bottom, one of the most fun shows you could ever see in person. It's safe to say we brought the boom, the Costco guys taking over, and and we just keep on going. I mean, this weekend is absolutely stacked, so stacked that we're skipping the intro. We only can give you guys a taste of what is going on this weekend, but don't worry, we're going to break down a couple of these crazy matches, and also we do have a couple breaking news, a couple teasers that we will get to as the show goes through. But let's just jump right into things. We have three huge shows. Axel, give us a rundown of these three shows.
Well, this Friday, we're going to be kicking off our debut show in St. Petersburg, Florida. That's right, Fight Night at Berg's Sports Bar in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's going to be the first time that CCW now travels over the Tampa Bay and into our sister city of St. Petersburg. It's going to be an exciting night. But that same night, if you are in Nashville, we're going to be having Halloween Hardcore Heaven, a Halloween-themed show, needless to say, over there in Nashville, and we're going to be having some of the very first times, like Domino, our CCW Southeastern champion, going to be making his CCW Nashville debut, so that's going to be exciting. But in Pompano, following Saturday night, we're going to have our own little Halloween fun at the CCW training facility in Pompano Beach, Florida, for the Creepy Carnival. Now, that's going to be 3 shows in really 2 nights for CCW. It just goes to show how CCW is expanding outside of Florida into Nashville, but also outside of the Tampa Bay area and going over into St. Pete. Now that's exciting. So Tyler, let's get started. Which show of the many that we have tonight are we going to start off with?
Let's start off. Let's go over into Tennessee. Let's start off with Halloween Hardcore Heaven. And what a way to kick it off. Let's go. We got a Halloween show, so let's start off with 2 monsters. We're talking about the Brazilian Destroyer, tag team champion of the South American Alliance, Vinicius, taking on Chase Bryant. I mean, these are 2 just big bruisers that are going to go to war against each other. Who knows what they're going to do out there in the Texas Troubadour Theater? I mean, they can destroy the whole damn theater if they want to. There's going to be Halloween decorations, I hear, around there. So who knows? Maybe we're going to see some ghosts and ghouls getting thrown at each other. It's going to be wild. Axel, just who do you think's got the advantage going into this one? I feel like you got to lean towards Vinicius, but Vinicius has been getting banged up here.
He has. Tyler, what you were saying, what are we going to expect from this match? And with pardon my French, but we're just going to be seeing 2 big, meaty men slapping meat. That's what we're going to be seeing at the Texas Troubadour Theater in Nashville. But who's going to have the advantage? I mean, Vinicius has been on a roll. He has been getting beat up, but when does that really ever stop Vinicius? When has that ever really stopped any of the members of the South American Alliance, whether that be Ariel Levy or Allan S2S Martinez? I think Vinicius is going to go into Nashville and remind everyone in the Nashville scene why he's no one to be taken lightly. He has a great momentum, and I think it's very important for him to just continue that momentum, even if it's in singles competition.
Yeah, and one thing to keep in mind, though, is that Chase Bryant is one of the toughest competitors. We've seen him before in the Nashville shows, and, I mean, he can really bring the fight. He's knocked out numerous guys. We always talk about those guys you don't want to see in bars if a bar fight breaks out. Chase Bryant's definitely on top of that list. Him and Vinicius got beef going into this one, and it is going to be, in lack of better terms, a slobber knocker, one hell of a match. And let's go on to this stacked card. I mean, Tennessee is getting a treat with this card, no pun intended. Halloween Hardcore Haven, we got Eddie Valentine taking on David Mercury, 2 guys that Florida is very, very familiar with. Eddie Valentine and David Mercury have probably over 40 years combined experience in the ring. David Mercury, the technical alchemist. Eddie Valentine, the world's sexiest man. I'm sure their paths have crossed before in their long careers. Lisi, who do you like in this one? You got the hard-hitting Eddie Valentine. He always has tricks up his sleeves, but then you got the technical alchemist. David Mercury could tie Eddie Valentine in a knot.
I love to see a good Florida crossover. I think that's always cool because it really immerses the two states into each other, really creating that last territory feel, right? So like you said, I mean, we have Eddie Valentine still, recovering and rebuilding the Night Riders, right? So I think he has a lot going on. Is that too distracting to, continue to focus on his singles competition? And then, of course, you have like you said, the technical alchemist, David Mercury. I can't remember the last time David Mercury lost, by the way. So I'm just, for this once, you guys know I love Eddie, but I'm going to go with David Mercury.
A solid pick there. It's hard to bet against either one of these guys, especially Eddie Valentine, who's on a little bit of a losing streak. Hopefully he's not watching this, but not to his own doing, because he is recruiting Night Riders, and this Night Rider he's trying to recruit and build up in Marvin Cruz has cost him his last two matches. So be interesting. Maybe Eddie Valentine leaves Marvin Cruz in Florida for this one. We'll have to. Yeah, just leave Marvin Cruz at home. Let him get some more training in while Eddie Valentine goes and tries to take care of business in Nashville. But guys, we said it in the beginning of the show. These are three huge shows. We can't break down every single one, but we cannot miss out on this huge main event. I mean, this has to be like the four faces of Nashville and CCW for this Tennessee Heavyweight Championship. Because when we've been breaking down these Tennessee shows, it's always been these names in these shows. Cha-Cha Charlie, the Tennessee Heavyweight Champion. Colby Carter, former Tennessee Heavyweight Champion. Tyler Shoup, a young guy who's a damn beast in that ring, just a technical monster who's been racking wins here. And then you got the veteran Chase Stevens, who has his name all over these Nashville shows, and he has just been producing results because that's what Chase Stevens does. I mean, just big time main event, really a match that the franchise can lose because he has it all on the line. He's putting up that Tennessee championship in this match. So let's see what the franchise has to say about this one.
Wow, look at this one. Lux stone, top quality, natural and engineered stone made in Brazil, India, and Italy. You only get the best, and I like being the best. And being the CCW Tennessee Heavyweight Champion makes me the best. This Friday, October 25th, CCW presents Halloween Hardcore Heaven. And they got Cha-Cha in a hardcore match against three other opponents. Tyler Shoup. I see what you're about. I see you doing your thing. You are the next big thing, but it's not going to become under my watch. Next, Chase Stevens. I don't like you. You don't like me. When I get my hands on you, I'm going to do something to you that you're not going to like. And most importantly, Colby Carter. Colby, I didn't forget what you did to me last time. I came to help you as a friend, and you stabbed me in the back. But I see what the bigger picture is. You don't want to be friends. No. You want something that I have. Like, guess what? You're not getting it that night. None of you guys are getting it that night. Cha-Cha Charlie's gonna come out victorious. I love being the best. Tennessee loves me. Music City loves me. And most importantly, Tennessee loves one big party. And we will be celebrating and dancing all night long. Like it or not, it's Cha-Cha time.
Cha-Cha giving us a breakdown of his own of this match. He doesn't like anyone in this match. Big shocker there. But the franchise, the Golden Goose, what you will call him, he is the Tennessee heavyweight. He's the Tennessee heavyweight champion, and he's putting it all on the line. This hardcore four-way match. Let's do a little round table. Let's start with Lisi. who do you think's walking away from this main event?
Honestly, I feel like ever since the introduction, the creation, whatever, of the CCW Tennessee Heavyweight Championship, it's always these four guys. It really is. Like it's just, no matter what the combination is, it's always these four. So I think that whoever walks out this coming weekend is really going to, well, it's kind of the Halloween theme, kind of put those nails in that coffin, right? And just really come out and be like, this is it, guys. All of you get to the back of the line. And I think it's going to be Cha-Cha Charlie. I know that going into this type of match, it's not always champion's advantage, but I don't know how he keeps doing it, but somehow Cha-Cha just keeps, he just keeps racking up the wins. He keeps getting by. And I think that he's really proud to be the Tennessee champion. And I think that you're really going to have to pry it from his cold, dead hands. So Cha-Cha is going to come out on top this weekend. And I think he's going to send everybody to the back of the line and say, all right, guys, I need new challengers now. That's Lisi's choice.
He's called the franchise for a reason. Hard to bet against him anytime. Axel, do you agree with Lisi? Do you think Cha-Cha walks away?
So I'd like to just play devil's advocate here, only because these are the three men that, as Lizzie had said, have been in that forefront number one contendership spot for Cha-Cha Charlie's Tennessee Heavyweight Championship, whether it was when Colby Carter was still champion or Cha-Cha. Regardless, these three men, I think this is a perfect match because they finally have the opportunity to clash all at once, correct? And favorably, does Cha-Cha have this, the odds stack against him? Yes, and that's why I think this is a night that we are going to crown a new CCW Tennessee Heavyweight Champion, only because we have these three men who have proven time and time again that they have that it factor to be the heavyweight champion of our Nashville scene over there for CCW. And I think this is the perfect opportunity, the perfect night for either of those three men to really step up to Cha-Cha and prove why they should be the face of CCW over in Nashville, and then even bring the title over here and defend it against some of our local guys. Tyler Shoup, for example, I think he's going to be my pick, just because he's been very impressive as of late, whether it be here in CCW or in other promotions outside. He's just been on a roll. So I think that momentum that he's carrying outside of our own company is going to be coming along with him. And so that's why my pick is going to be Tyler Shoup for our new CCW Tennessee Heavyweight Champion.
Hey, no one works harder than Tyler Shoup. So listen, I have to agree with Axel here. I really think the franchise, he's flying over. Who knows, might go out partying a little bit too much in Nashville. You know, the Nashville crowd, they like Cha-Cha, but they're not as behind him as in Florida. And, you know, Cha-Cha always wants that Cha-Cha party, but I think it's going to get spoiled. But I disagree with Axel. I think the heart and soul of the Nashville scene, the heart and soul of Tennessee, Colby Carter, I think Carter gets back that Tennessee Heavyweight Championship. Listen to his words online that he put out on his socials. I mean, that is one determined dude. He's been working harder than he's ever worked in his life, been hitting the gym. I mean, that loss is eating away at him. And I think Colby Carter comes out there with a huge chip on his shoulder, something to prove, and walks away a new Tennessee Heavyweight Champion. If you are in the Tennessee area, hell, if you're in the Florida area and you ain't got nothing to do Friday night, catch a flight, go over to Nashville, go to the Texas Troubadour Theater. It is going to be a show you will not forget. It is going to be hardcore heaven. And I mean, get all your tickets, ccwrestlingfl.com. Check all our socials. The card is stacked on that one. Big time main event. But guys, we got to keep this one rolling. We got 3 shows this weekend, and we got a debut show. We got Fight Night at Ferg's Sports Bar in St. Petersburg, Florida, Friday, October 25th. While the chaos is going down at Nashville, we're going to be at Ferg's, and it is going to be an absolute blast, absolute battles going on. I mean, we come to these debut shows, we don't hold no punches back. We put our primetime guys out there to put on a show, and let's dive into this one because this is one got rescheduled, and it is big time. It is Fabu Andre versus Tony Twist, the long-awaited bunkhouse match. It was supposed to happen at Havoc and Hayes, of course. with the hurricane coming in. Havoc and Hayes had to be rescheduled, but you cannot reschedule the hatred between these two former butterflies. Axel, you got Tony Twist, you got Fabu Andre. We've seen them battling backstage, interfering with each other's matches. The hatred, it doesn't seem like it's dying down anytime soon. So we put them in a bunkhouse rules match. Go ahead and explain to the fans at home what a bunkhouse rules match is.
So essentially this bunkhouse rules match. Now, Fabu and Tony Twist are no stranger to this match. We've already covered that on our past shows. But what's interesting is that there's really no rules in this match. Anything goes. No disqualification, no countouts. You can get a pinfall submission victory, but this match could start off in the ring, end up at the bar, end up behind in the locker room area, end up anywhere really, as long as these two men just finish it off. A straight pinfall submission inside the ring, then you get a winner. But between these two men, I think it's gonna. I really have a hard time choosing a winner between these two because, as we know, Fabu and Tony have been a tag team for 4 years, and they have been in this type of matchup together in a tag team. So they know each other's weaknesses, they know each other's strengths. It's really hard for me to try to favor a competitor here because I just. I won for one. I don't want to really get called out by any single one of them, but it's really hard just to see this type of tag team explode and really try to pick up a winner when you know these two men know each other like the back of their hand. I think that they even go as far as to say that they're brothers. So if I have to, maybe Fabu, maybe Tony. I'm really just it's a crossroads for me, guys. It's a crossroads for me, this one.
Well, Lisi, what do you think? Because Axel can't make up his mind over here. Also, Axel, let's not forget, I think a very important fundamental part of the bunkhouse brawl match is that get your cowboy boots out, get your cowboy hats on, get your blue jeans on, because in the bunkhouse rules match, you got to not only are you have to fight for your life, you got to dress for the occasion of the fight. Lisa, I think Fabu Andre is going to rock that cowboy hat, cowboy boots better than Tony Twist can.
Listen, when I think of a bunkhouse match, I think Terry Funk, I think Dusty Rhodes, okay? I see Fabu and Tony bringing that same energy, that same rivalry. They love each other. As much as they loved each other, they hate each other with that same energy and passion now. It's actually so miraculous to see like the path that they've traveled to get here, right? I think that Tony, your time is up. It's Fabu's night. Fabu has a lot to prove. He has that burning inside of him. He needs to get his hands on Tony. And this weekend, it's happening. Fabu is coming out on top, and he's putting Tony to bed.
Yeah, I think Fabu's got all that hatred built up inside of him, and I think the butterfly's going to flap his wings at Friday night. And I think he's going to get that long-awaited revenge against Tony Twist. But we always have to watch out for Hardcore Horvath. He's going to be in the building. He's facing Meadow for the heavyweight championship. But that doesn't matter. He will watch Tony Twist back, just like when they first had this singles match and Hardcore Horvath got involved. But I'm sure this time Fabu Andre has something for Hardcore Horvath. Fabu is a pretty smart guy. He sure has a crazy game plan going into this one. Can't miss that, man. Bunkhouse brawl match just thrown on this stacked card. And let's go to our next match. We got the Gifted versus the Crown. We've seen these two tag teams in the past go at it. The Crown was victorious, but man, the Gifted have only gotten better, and the Crown have eaten a couple losses. Are we seeing the decline of the Crown? I don't think so, but some people are saying, you see a tag team that never loses start to pick up losses here and there. Now you got the guys in the Gifted who are just building up this momentum. They're such a great tag team. They got the size with Leroy Shogun. They got the technical expertise with Dominic Cruz. I mean, this is going to be a really hard battle for the Crown, but I think it's one that the Crown needs. I think the Crown needs a refresh in the tag team scene. A team besides 5-Star Era, a team besides South American Alliance. This will be a great refresh, a great reset button for the Crown. Axel, who do you think comes out on top here?
I think it's very hard to argue against the Crown of this matchup, only because, like you mentioned, they have taken a couple losses as of late. But when it comes down to having just that ability to take on any team, whether they are used to taking them on a weekly basis or not, like the Gifted, I think the Crown is going to walk out with this win on this weekend.
I know one thing for sure. It's just going to be an awesome matchup. I know the Gifted, they've been waiting for this one. They really want to get that win back because they got into the last territory, and I think the Crown was either their first or second match. And, man, that's a hard place to be in, and they really want that win back. What do you think, Lisi? Does the Crown wake up and get that win back?
You know what? I really obviously I can't say enough good things about the Crown. I don't have that. I've done enough for them. I could always do more, but I've done enough. I really want to say I'm so happy to see the Gifted back. I really, really love them as a tag team. I love them as a unit. Don't forget they have a third member, Wheezy. He's rehabbing an injury right now. Like you said, you got the big guy, Leroy Shogun. You got literally one of the best people on the mic, one of the best promo cutters in at least Florida, if not in all of independent wrestling. My guy, Mr. Logan Cruz, on the mic. Just the dynamic of the three of them, I really, really, really enjoy them as a tag team. I was their fan before they came to the last territory. Wow, can't even speak English, very flustered. And I'm very excited to see them back. But with that being said, like you said, T, I do think that the Crown does have, they're still picking up those pieces, right? It's still fresh. They lost the tag team titles over 500 days as champions. They are still kind of, I don't want to say that they didn't necessarily go to the back of the line, but when a lion loses a fight, that lion has to win a lot more fights to feel like the old lion. So I think that this is one of those times when they're really facing a good, solid, well-rounded tag team, and a win for the Crown this weekend will bring them right back where they used to be.
Yeah, I got to agree with you that in the fact that they got to get a couple wins under their belt. Yeah. The Crown's got to establish back that dominance and then go back to that mountaintop. Where in the other case of the Gifted, they get a win over the Crown. You're getting a win over one of the top ranked, one of the best tag teams here. There, you got to think the Gifted are in front of the line for a tag team championship opportunity if they get a victory over the Crown. It's just going to be an awesome tag team match. This whole card is filled with championship matches, big time matches. We got Ozzy Killmeister taking on Eddie Torres for the Cruiserweight Championship. Meadow, like I said, defending his Heavyweight Championship. But this next match, I just wanted to highlight. I don't know if it's going to be the main event, but it might be the main event in my book. I might be pulling this off because this match is just insane to me. And that is Jackal Stevens taking on Skits in a one-on-one singles match. And I think all our fans that closely follow the last territory, they see this match like how I see this match, where it's like, I didn't even put two and two together to even think about this match. And now that I see it, I'm like, I want to watch this 6 more times, 10 more times, please. I want to see a whole series between Jackal Stevens and Skits, because Jackal's a crazy man right now. He's trying to, I feel like he's almost in that same position of the Crown. Where does Jackal go from here? Well, what Jackal does is he gets wins. And we've been seeing that whether he's trying to be in the tag team division with Cha-Cha or he's going his own singles way, he just wants as many reps as he can and get back on the mountaintop and get gold around his waist one way or the other. And then we have the interesting case scenario of Skits, who has this blood feud with Frank the Clown right now. Skits is just trying to worry about 1,000 different things, and now he's got Jackal Stevens in front of him. And now you got a perfect recipe for an absolute insane match. Lisi, what do you think about Skits and Jackal Stevens? Who do you even give the edge to in this one? They're both insane.
I think as the viral TikTok says, I love it. Give me 14 of them. I think that this is just one of those matches that it's like, why haven't we seen this sooner? You have someone like Skits that I think that getting a win over someone like Jackal, that's put him right to the front of the line for a Southeastern championship shot. Put him right to the front of the line for something. I think that Skits has such a unique style of wrestling. And he really is just, talk about fan crowd favorite. I don't know who's more popular between the two of these. And I know especially the CCW fans, they really do give that big advantage in any match, in any venue, in any city. So I'm interested to see how that dynamic plays out. But I think that just because of the Jackal Stevens that we've been seeing these last few months, he needs it. He needs it bad. And like we said, he's on that path. He doesn't care who's getting thrown in front of him. It's just another win that he needs to get back. He wants the gold. He wants it back badly. Things haven't been going his way. So I think that, again, he's still in that desperation mode. He's hungry and he's going to do whatever it takes to win. So I'm going to say Jackal, he's going to get it this weekend. But if Skits, I want to see more from Skits. I want to see Skits in contention for some gold. I think it's his time as well.
Yeah, and you have to think if Skits gets a victory over Jackal Stevens, he will be in contention for a Southeastern Championship, a Cruiserweight Championship. Maybe him and Ozzy go after those tag team belts. But, you brought up an interesting point of who is going to be the crowd favorite. And I got to be honest, as time has gone by and Jackal Stevens, we saw him not shake S2S's hand after Allan defeated him in the Rumble in the Jungle 9, first singles victory over Jackal. He got there. Big moment for S2S, and they have been lifetime friends, and Jackal didn't shake his hand at the end of the match. And I heard a couple boos. I heard a couple people shocked. So I think Skits is going to be the fan favorite going into this one. And I think we're seeing a more aggressive Jackal here. I may be speaking out of turn. The fans may love Jackal Stevens and go crazy for him like they always do. But I think Skits might have a fan favorite edge. But Axel, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you have the fans in your corner or not. It just matters who gets their hand raised at the end of the night. And who do you think walks out victorious with this singles?
Well, I think these two men are going to unintentionally destroy each other. I mean, we have both men who had a pretty rough weekend last time we had two CCW shows back to back. I mean, at Conquer Kissimmee, Jackal lost in a tag team match with Cha-Cha Charlie to the Crown, followed by losing to Allan Estes Martinez. Skits wasn't so lucky as well. Frank the Clown managed to get Alex Chamberlain to destroy Skits, and it wasn't even a fair contest, if I do say so myself. And then miraculously, somehow Frank the Clown managed to show up at Rumble in the Jungle. It was very unannounced. We weren't even really expecting him to be there, but you know what? He's always welcome. And Tyler had the pleasure of doing commentary.
He just jumped on commentary with me and Dan, like unannounced. He's just like, I'm going to commentary with these two guys. Me and Dan were shocked.
And so when it comes down to this weekend, I think that we've seen a very frustrated Jackal Stevens. And so I think it's going to be that edge that's going to give him just maybe the advantage this weekend over Skits. I mean, Skits was left coughing up blood when I was trying to talk to him in our interview back at Conquer Kissimmee. So I don't think Skits is doing very well. Then he had a very fantastic match with Dan the Dad following the night after, but I think he's just going through something internally. And this could be maybe a time for someone like Jackal Stevens to take the advantage of this opportunity to just propel himself into some form of momentum, because he has been feeling a little frustrated with these loss after loss, and especially where he wants to go in the direction of getting back to a championship status, but it doesn't seem to be anything going his way right now. So I think Jackal's going to take the win this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, Jackal, it seems like everything is in favor for him to get the win. We can never count on Skits because we don't know what personality is going to show up. And Skits he's a sponge. He just absorbs punishment. But you had a great point, Axel, I just want to dive into real quick about Skits coughing up blood, getting assaulted by Alex Chamberlain. And a lot of people have been wondering, where was Ozzy? Five minutes or so of just getting beaten down. Ozzy, talked to Skits. He got everything paved over, said, he was preparing for his match. He saw what was happening, tried to get a chair to go out there and even the odds. Just something to keep in mind. But I don't mean to stir the pot anymore because we got to keep this show going. Guys, it is going to be an awesome Friday night. We're going to be in Nashville. We're going to be in St. Petersburg at the same time. Fight night at Fergs. You get your tickets at ccwrestlingfl.com. All goes down October 25th, but we still got our third show happening Saturday, a Halloween special. We love doing it every year. But before we get there, we don't have a commercial break. We actually have a teaser here to show everybody. It's something new and approved, and that is the CCW Club, the Coastal Championship Wrestling Club. And fans, this is our season pass going forward. It is going to be the CCW Club. Now, I only can show this little teaser. I can't get into many details, but what I can say, when you join this club, you are going to get that VIP treatment of CCW. You're going to get free shows. You're going to get discounts on merch, discounts on tickets. You're going to get so many perks and privileges. If you are a fan of the Last Territory, you have to be a part of the new revamped Championship Wrestling Club, the CCW Club. All the details will be out very, very soon. Keep your eyes out on all of our CCW socials. I mean, you're going to all the shows either way. Why not join the CCW Club? It's the damn season tickets of the Last Territory, and we're all year round, baby. So you got to get on this.
I feel like I need to join this.
Yes, I mean, the things I heard, I got little teasers about the perks and different things I can't release right now, but I'm like, that just sounds crazy. Like, this is the club to be a part of if you love the Last Territory. I mean, you just got to be at CCW for life. Listen, keep up with the socials. Keep up with Insider. I'm sure when the more details come out, we will be covering them. Everything's going to be announced on ccwrestlingfl.com sooner rather than later. But first, we got to go into the creepy carnival, and let's start it off with some women's action. It is the creepy carnival Saturday, October 26th from the CCW Arena, and we got the creepiest of them all. I think how could she be?
This is her night.
How could she be getting beat on this day? I put the house on NVIDIA. It's NVIDIA in a three-way match taking on Benson and Nikki Blackheart. And fans, if you know at home, Nikki Blackheart is undefeated. She is a powerhouse. She's going to be a future champion here in the Last Territory. It's just bound to happen. She's a future star. Shelly Benson is Chicago's only cowgirl. She is a veteran. But NVIDIA has the damn Invoked. She is the creepiest of them all, and it is the creepy carnival. I mean, does anyone here disagree?
It writes itself. It writes itself. I have nothing else to contribute to this. This is NVIDIA's night, okay?
The chat disagrees.
This show is for her.
Roko, I'm sorry. No, Nikki for the win. Nikki Blackheart, I think on any other day of the year, if it was the Friday shows, I think she wins.
Guys.
I think Shelly Benson has a shot at it.
Guys, NVIDIA is creepy the other 364 days of the year. Imagine how much she's gonna amp up her creepiness for this show. Like, I'm sick. This is it's all you. It's all you, NVIDIA. You got this.
There we go. We got Ezra showing that NVIDIA. And you know what? It doesn't even matter what we say because NVIDIA doesn't give a damn. I don't even know if NVIDIA has a computer or a phone to even watch this show. She's out in the woods somewhere just conjuring up spells or doing whatever the Invoked does. But I just feel like if there's ever a lock, I don't know if we could do locks. This isn't a betting show. But if there's a lock, I say lock in NVIDIA on this match. NVIDIA just will use the spirits of the air. It's the witching hour, whatever you want to call it. I say NVIDIA has got this. I don't know if you guys feel as passionate as I do about this, but I'm out there when NVIDIA comes out there, and I just want to hide on the table. I don't like making eye contact with her or anyone in the Invoked.
You see me, I just turn I put the ref in front of me. Like, I don't want any parts.
The Rock Pop says we're seeing NVIDIA 3 times a night. We might see her the whole night. She might just take over the show. I don't know who's going to stop her. Not me, not Axel, not Lacey. No, we're not stopping her. It's her show. Ezra saying we will be there in spirit. Just listen for the screams. But, I mean, NVIDIA, I says takes it home. Axel, any disagreements there?
No disagreements there. I think this is going to be a night fully for the Invoked. I know they're all going to be involved in their own respective single matches, so I think they're just going to be feeding off of each other's energy that night, and also just the energy of the fans and us in the locker room in order to get the win these nights.
So actually, I think this is a great opportunity. We should just does the Invoked go 3 for 3? Doesn't he? Veritas and Joe Garcia. Listen,
Sorry, Joe.
I'm number one Joe Garcia fan. I really am. But there's something about this show, like last year, when I saw the Invoked come out there last year, it's just different. They just act different on this show. They're almost unstoppable. We're saying Veritas defeats Joe Garcia, which, by the way, Joe Garcia on a mountain of a roll right now. But I still have Veritas. Axel, I see you're a little hesitant on this one.
Just a little hesitant because though Joe Garcia has been picking up great wins, I think Veritas is gonna pull this upset just for the night, and then Joe Garcia is gonna continue to be up on that winning streak again.
Lisi, Veritas gets the job done here with NVIDIA in his corner.
Like we said, it's their night. Okay, I don't want to see them. I wouldn't want to see them if they lose, because it's like losing on your birthday. Like, this is it. That's them.
Rock Pops disagreeing with us, saying Joe Garcia for the win. Like, please, Joe. Listen, I would be praying, hoping, sending well wishes for Joe. I would not want to be stepping in that ring with any member of the Invoked at Creepy Carnival. And of course, the returning member. I don't even know if you could say they're creepier than the other. They're all creepy in their own way. But this man is disturbing as the Wince takes on Allan S2S Martinez in a no DQ match. The leader of the CC Puede movement better watch himself, because the Wince in a no DQ match, he's got blood all over his suit. Like, who is he? What is he doing to get this blood? Like, do we have a murderer in the last territory?
I asked the exact same question. I did not get a straightforward answer. And Lizzie, just to paint your picture, we're talking about an all-white suit. He has an all-white suit that's covered.
He retired the other blood suit. It was too red for him, so now he's got a white one, and he's getting it more progressively bloody.
Allan, I don't usually go against you, brother, but we know it's their night. Okay,
Look at Rock Pops. Allan is amazing. Allan's incredible in the ring. He might take this home. I agree, Rock Pops. Allan, I'll say it. Allan is the best pound-for-pound wrestler in the ring, but we are talking about the Invoked on Creepy Carnival during the witching hour. It's that time of the year. The Invoked is just they're almost unstoppable normally, and now you put them in the Creepy Carnival. And we still got support and love for Allan. It's great to see. I do not have Allan winning this match. I think the Invoked goes 3 for 3 for the night. I don't know about you guys. We agree? Invoked 3 for 3?
Allow it.
Allow it. Speaking of just absolute creepy and just spooky guys, how about Monster Mosh and a mystery partner taking on this wild team? These guys are creepy in their own way. Of Alex Chamberlain, Von Bruggen, and Pretty Rich Wise. I think maybe Pretty Rich Wise might be the most guy you want to avoid on the Creepy Carnival, because he might be the creepiest, but just in the opposite of the Invoked, not in the scary, disturbing way of the Invoked. And then you got Van Bruggen, who is a giant of a man who just has destroyed and tossed around his opponents like nothing. Then you got Alex Chamberlain, who just enjoys hurting people. It actually brings him smiles. He doesn't get a good night's rest unless he's broken someone's a limb, a hand, an arm. He doesn't get a good night's rest unless he kicks someone's ass. So, guys, got a big 6-man tag here, a mystery man with Monster Mosh. Who we think's going to win? Who do we think? Any ideas of who Monster Mosh is?
I don't think the question is who's going to win. I think the real question is who's their mystery partner.
Dark Domino, says Rock Pops. Ooh, are we getting Emo Domino at the Creepy Carnival?
Oh.
Dark Domino, Emo Domino.
I hadn't even considered that.
That is a really good pick, because Domino does have that dark side that he always teases. Maybe he taps into it at Creepy Carnival, comes out there with Monster Mosh. I mean, it could be anyone. It could be Frankenstein, Dracula. Who knows who they're going to get out there. Who are some legendary creepy creepy
Well,
legends we can throw out there.
I mean, we have a vampire walking around every day.
Oh, the Vampire Warrior can make his return. That is very possible. If the Vampire Warrior comes out there, good luck to Pretty Rich Wise, Alex Chamberlain, and Von Bruggen, because they're going to need it. Rock Pops, this is an interesting one. Ricky Martinez. I wouldn't bet on it. Ricky Martinez and Monster Mosh. Ricky Martinez hates skits, for one. He's terrified of clowns. He does not like skits one bit. Any other guesses, guys, for this mystery man?
For this mystery man, I mean, it could be anyone from either of these men's past, right? So it could even be Entity. I'm just throwing it out there. If we're gonna throw like to an Invoked theme. I know Entity's no longer with them, but he could bring that size advantage, especially when you're gonna go toe to toe with someone like Von Bruggen. You might want to think maybe strategy over here. If they have one giant, well then if of course 10K Julio Cesar doesn't mind, loaning him his tag team partner for the night, I think that would be a very smart choice in Entity, or even someone like I don't know. It's very hard to say, but even someone maybe like Agony, whoever he may be. But I don't know the relationship between Skits or him. But these are just smart choices that I would think, especially when you have someone like Alex Chamberlain and Von Bruggen, and then you got Pretty Rich Wise in the mix. But I mean, those two gentlemen.
Actually, the last time we saw Agony, he got dragged to hell thanks to Skits. So.
Speaking of creepy,
I mean, if Skits has the power to unbring someone from hell, I think this would be the perfect night to get some reinforcement and someone that you can, maybe count on, quote unquote, to get the job done at least for the night, and then after you're done, send him back to hell. What's really the liability there?
Oh, I see. I'm reading the comments here. Personally, I love Creature, and I would love for Creature to be their mystery partner. I love that, Ezra.
There we go. Got it up there.
Thank you, Ezra. That's my pick.
I think my pick is going to be the WCW's The Yeti. I think they need a big man. They need a big man. I think the Yeti is coming out there, and we are going to be screaming, it is the Yeti coming out to assist Monster Mosh. I mean, these three shows are just so much fun. We got a debut show. We got 2 Halloween shows. Creepy Carnival is always a blast. There's a big match here. I want to talk about the main event before we go. We've been talking about so much wrestling, so many shows, but this Creepy Carnival, we're talking about the spookiness and the seasonal show, but we got to get down to what makes the last territory, because we haven't highlighted him, and damn, he deserves this highlight after last weekend and the weekend before, and that is our CCW Heavyweight Champion, Meadow. He will be defending his CCW Heavyweight Championship, if he is still CCW Heavyweight Champion, at Creepy Carnival against Benji, Neptune, and I believe this is Benji's debut here at the last territory. If you don't know Benji Neptune, he's an up-and-coming guy, killing it all across the United States, but he has some size on him. He's explosive, picks up guys 2 times his size and throws them around. He says it is Benji time, but I don't know, Meadow with this heavyweight championship reign, Benji time is going to have to bring it. Axel, let's get your pick for this heavyweight championship match.
I agree everything what you said about Benji Neptune. Tyler, I followed his career. He's very prone to compete here in the Tampa area, the Orlando area, so I'm no stranger to him. But I think Benji time is going to be very short-lived here for a CCW debut. I mean, we're talking about Meadow, who just had an amazing past couple of weeks, last weekend as well. I mean, he defeated Fer Rojas in 3 seconds, you guys. I think the fastest anyone has ever defeated anyone in CCW history. So, I mean, whether it's someone twice his size or someone fair size, I think Meadow is right now on a straight trajectory to the top, and there's no stopping him. I think no one really stands in his way at the moment. And though Benji, I think, will be a formidable opponent for Meadow, I think it's just going to be Meadow's night for now in the foreseeable future. It's very hard for me to see anyone really try to stand up and be able to take down Meadow. I mean, maybe if QT Marshall would show up and there has a rematch, that could be maybe an actual challenge to Meadow's championship reign. But for now, I think we're going to be seeing the era of Meadow continue.
At least, do you agree with that? Do you think Meadow's reign is long and Benji is just added to another name on the list of victims of the Bulgarian Punisher?
Yeah, I think nothing against Benji. It's hard coming in against somebody like Meadow. Meadow is at the top of the food chain in CCW. I mean, he's the guy right now. And arguably he's been the guy for a very long time. I mean, he went years without being defeated. Very long, strong reign as CCW Southeastern champion. Use that to pivot right into CCW Heavyweight Championship contention. And I mean, he did what some thought were impossible. He ousted QT Marshall. So I think that right now it's Meadow's time, and it's going to be Meadow's time for a very long time.
And you know what? I have to agree with you guys, but I think this is going to be a great test for Meadow because it's one of those kind of like in that Crown situation where it's a fresh opponent. It's someone that Meadow hasn't faced. It's a guy that is built like Meadow. It's a guy that has that power, not the same size as Meadow, but man, this guy hits the gym hard. He is, just jacked to the gills, and he is really going to be a great test for Meadow, but I think Meadow's on that roll. He loves that heavyweight championship, and we're not going to see him lose it, but he is going to be tested. And Rock Pops making a great point here. They announced ERA and Fulton. That's hype, dude. Absolutely. Let's show up the graphic there. ERA and Madman Fulton up there. You can't have a creepy carnival without the main event monster taking on ERA. The card is absolutely stacked. You guys got to get out there. Make it to both Florida shows or make it to that Nashville show. If you make it to all three, hats off to you. I don't know if that's possible or not, but if you find a way, you let us know. And just get out there to these shows because these are going to be incredible shows. We're celebrating that Halloween season. And man, what stacked shows, guys. To get all the tickets, of course, go to ccwrestlingfl.com. Axel, why don't you sign us out here?
Well, you already covered it. If you haven't already, get your tickets at CC Wrestling FL for our show this Friday in St. Pete and also this Friday in Nashville, as well as our show on Saturday in Pompano Beach, Florida at our CCW training facility. And also follow us on our socials at CCW Live TV. And while you're at it, also go on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can catch CCW Live Wrestling every Tuesday at 7 p.m. That's at Coastal Championship Wrestling. And then lastly, join us next Wednesday here at 7:30 as we cover CCW Insider. We have another show next week. And then I think we're going to be working a total of, I think Dan was talking about 11 shows next month with a combination of the tattoo conventions, private events, our own shows that are now our weekly, monthly staple shows. It's going to be a lot. So join us next week here at 7:30 on CCW Insider to get the latest on everything that's going down. Tyler had some great news about our new club that's starting up, and you can only get information like that here on Insider. So join us next week. But that's all for this week. Thanks for joining us, you guys.
You have been watching CCW Insider, produced by Minutes to